I'm telling you, it'll give you a headache if you think about it too much. Lawyers spar over alleged jury selection, racial bias in black defendant's death row case. What the hell did he do? Jesus. He is now on death row in North Carolina. Apparently they did, I'm so sick of these people. They done found so many different ways to piss you off and just loopholes, and they just don't give a shit. What happened to morals? What happened to goddamn self-respect? What happened to decency and human rights and shit? What happened to all of that, huh? Fuck that. You just don't like motherfuckers, so you gonna do whatever the hell you plan to do and destroy someone just because you just got a tick in your damn shoulder. Y'all get on my nerves. Lawyers for a black defendant challenging his 2009 death sentence argued Wednesday that North Carolina's documented history of racial discrimination and perceived implicit bias in jury selection supports his claim that he should be resentenced to life in prison. If that were to happen in the case of Hassan Bacote, who was sentenced to death for 10 white and 2 black jurors for what the hell? Why is that? So you couldn't find no Asian people, you couldn't find no Latinos, Latinas, you couldn't find no Middle Easterns, you couldn't find no goddamn Australian motherfuckers. You just had to get 10 white people and 2 black ones. And I wonder where the hell the black ones came from. What the hell is this? This is not fair. You need to get at least 50% female and then go find yourself a whole bunch of mixed up shit. Go taste the rainbow or some shit. Go mix it up. Anyways, for his role in a felony unaliving in Johnston County, where more than 100 others on the state's death row could see their sentences similarly commuted. See what happens when you fuck up in the first place and keep going until until the wheels fall off. Eventually, the wheels will fall off, you assholes. White jurors get shown the box. Black jurors with the same background get shown the door. Henderson Hill, senior counsel at the American Civil Liberties Union, said during closing arguments in Bacote's, I hope I'm saying that right, trial court hearing. His is the lead case testing the scope of North Carolina's Racial Justice Act of 2009, which allowed death row inmates to seek resentences if they could show racial bias was a factor in their cases. The landmark law was repealed in 2013 by then Governor Pat McCrory, who believed it created a loophole to avoid the death penalty. But the state Supreme Court in 2020 ruled in favor of many of the inmates, allowing those who had already filed challenges in their cases, like Bacote, to move ahead. You know something? I don't get this shit. What is up with everybody trying to move backwards, okay? We ain't even gotten to the point where we are cool with each other and we're moving backwards. Don't you realize you can't do that with this new generation of motherfuckers? Shit, half of them are lazy. They don't know how to sacrifice before they fucking make amends. The other ones are trying to be boomers, I guess, because they like the old school shit. And y'all motherfuckers are trying to pull us back into the Puritan time. The fuck is wrong with y'all? Anyways, lawyers from the North Carolina Attorney General's office, in their closing argument, disputed Bacote's legal team's analysis and the historical context as irrelevant. Irrelevant? Is that a real word? Irrelevant. Yeah. What? Relevant? I gotta go look that up because there's another word. Oh no, I'm thinking irregardless. That one. That's not a real word. Anyways, if the test under the Racial Justice Act is whether racism has existed in our state, then there is no need for a hearing in this case or any other case. But that's not the question before this court. State Department of Justice Attorney Jonathan Babb said. Rather, the question is whether the death sentence in this case was solely obtained on the basis of race. The defendant has not shown that his sentence was solely obtained on the basis of his race. 10-2. What the fuck do you mean? That is not pure. That's not pure at all. That's nowhere near pure, you jackass. Now Superior Court Judge Waylon Sermons Jr. must weigh whether Bacote's request for resentencing is warranted. Legal experts have said doing so would set a precedent for the death row inmates seeking relief. Sermons said he will issue a ruling but gave no deadline. which means that the man lives another day until this shit comes down to it. When the Racial Justice Act first became law, nearly every person on death row, including both black and white prisoners, filed for reviews, according to the Associated Press. There are currently 136 inmates on North Carolina's death row, of which 75 are black, 51 are white, and the remaining are another race. What the fuck? That's rude. According to the State Department of Adult Correction, North Carolina has not executed anyone since 2006, in part due to legal disputes and difficulties obtaining lethal injection drugs. Maybe that's a sign. I don't know. The state isn't the only one where allegations of biased jury selection has led to a review of death penalty cases. In California, the Alameda County District Attorney's Office began re-examining cases this year following evidence of prosecutors unfairly excluding black and Jewish jurors from a 1995 trial. During the 2 weeks of testimony earlier this year in Bacote's hearing, his lawyers called several historians, social scientists, statisticians, and others to establish a history and pattern of discrimination used in jury selection, both in Bacote's trial and others in Johnston County, a majority white suburban county of Raleigh that once predominantly displayed Ku Klux Klan billboards. Motherfucker, and you telling me there ain't no bias? Okay. During the Jim Crow era, the state has also provided 680,000 pages of discovery, including its notes on jury selection in 176 capital cases between 1985 and 2011. Ashley Burrell, senior counsel at the Legal Defense Fund, which is also representing Bacote, explained during closing arguments how the statistics bear out racial disparities in the death penalty cases. In Johnston County, Burrell said that of the 17 capital cases reviewed, all 6 black defendants were sentenced to death. Really, dude? While of the remaining 11 cases featuring white defendants, more than half of those individuals were spared the death sentence. Exactly, Miss Bev, exactly. Where is Miss Terry? Anyways, Burrell said the various stats weren't the only evidence produced, but also explained how black men at trials have historically been referred to in derogatory and racialized ways to evoke dangerousness. Sounds familiar. In Bacote's case, she said a prosecutor, prosecutor during closing arguments at his capital trial referred him to a thug, cold-hearted, and without remorse. Such language taps into the false narrative of the super predator myth, Burrell said. Nice hair. Bacote's lawyers also said the local prosecutors at the time of Bacote's trial were nearly 2 times more likely to exclude people of color from jury service than exclude whites. And in Bacote's case, prosecutors also chose to strike prospective black jurors from the jury pool at more than 3 times the rate of prospective white jurors. I got jury in October. Somebody tell me what the hell I'm supposed to do if I don't live here no more. Jeez. State prosecutors, however, questioned the stats used by Bacote's legal team and how some of their experts could not testify specifically to his case. North Carolina Attorney General Josh Stein had sought to delay Bacote's hearing, arguing in a court filing that the claims made by Bacote's lawyers were based in part on a Michigan State University study that the North Carolina Supreme Court had already found last year to be unreliable and fatally flawed. Good grief. While the state attorney general's office said in its court filing that racial bias in the jury selection is abhorrent, according to NBC affiliate WRAL in Raleigh, the office added that a claim of racial discrimination cannot be presumed based on a mere assertion of a defendant. It must be proved. What the hell do you mean it must be proved? They just said it several freaking times. There's been studies on this bitch. Stein is the Democratic nominee in North Carolina's the government race. The governor's race. His office declined to comment because the litigation is ongoing. In light of the Racial Justice Act being repealed, why would you repeal that shit in the first place? Term-limited Governor Roy Cooper, a Democrat, has faced calls from anti-death penalty advocates to commute the sentences of the remaining death row inmates before he leaves office. He really should. Stein has expressed support for the death penalty while ensuring capital cases are free from racial discrimination. His Republican opponent, Mark Robinson, said in a public safety plan he unveiled Wednesday that he would reinstate the death penalty for those that kill unalive police and correction officers. You do realize police unalive people too, right? All I can say is, Lord help us all. Exactly. Bacote, 38, remains held on first-degree unaliving conviction in Riley Prison. He was charged along with two others in 2007, fatal pew-pew of Anthony Sorrells, 18, during a home robbery attempt when Bacote was 20. The other two defendants in the case were convicted on lesser charges and later released from prison. What the heck? I don't know what to say. I don't know who really was first of all, you had no business trying to get into somebody else's shit, okay? I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. You was wrong and you was wrong. And you unalived the child who had probably many years ahead of them. That's all I can say. But at the same time, you still should have the right to peers. And if you like living in prison for the rest of your life, with shit, go for it. Because there are worse things than death sometimes. That's all I gotta say about that. Woo! But anyways, let's move on to the next story, because you know how I do. I give you the fuckery first, and then we go to something else. But real talk, before I move forward, what do y'all think, you on the playback gang or you watching on live? How would y'all feel about me doing reactions? Like, y'all send me videos, and I'll pick which ones to do reactions to. It won't be this. I'll be using my PNG, so I'll be using my art ones. But no worries, I have a lot of reaction faces that work, especially with what I'm going through. Anyways, let me know in comments if you like the idea. If not, I'll move on to other ideas, because I got time right now until I find a new job or get off of disability, whichever one comes first, because I really don't like my situation. But let's move on to the next story, because it's just crap. MIT's Black student enrollment dropped significantly after Supreme Court affirmative action ruling. Ooh, that will be cool. You can pull it off. Yeah, I could pull it off. The thing is, I need people to actually participate, which means y'all need to send me actual videos to watch, and then I will react to that. And I'll have to post it whenever I can, because like I said, I don't have a home base right now just yet. I figured this would happen, dumbasses. August 21st. I can't believe I didn't get this story in time. Enrollment for Black and Latino students dropped at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. They sent me a brochure basically saying I wasn't smart enough. Quite frankly, I don't like math. You ain't got to worry about my ass. In the first class formed after the Supreme Court found race-conscious admission in colleges unconstitutional, which is bullshit. The university's admissions department on Wednesday released its first-year class profile, showing a sharp drop in its Black student population. About 5% of MIT's incoming class of 2028 is Black. So what that tells you is you have racists working for you. Congratulations. You thought you had conscious people, but you don't. You got closed-minded assholes that don't want Blackies in there. There you go. Congratulations. You must feel good about yourself. Oh, Lord. A significant drop from the 13% average in recent years. Latino students make up 11% of the class of 2028, compared to 15% average in recent years. Overall, 1,102 students make up the incoming class. That's a hot mess. Oh, that's a hot mess. Stu Schmiel, MIT's Dean of Admissions, attributed the drop to the High Court's 2023 decision to in consideration of race in the admissions process. We expected that this would result in fewer students from his MIT. How the hell is it that I pay on time for my goddamn cable and I still got shitty cable? How does that work? And the damn server is in the next room. I just don't get that shit. Damn. Anyways, Let's see. Schmill said of the ruling, that's what has happened. The white and Asian American student populations have increased while all other groups have declined, some even down to zero, the profile shows. So look what it did. Look at this change. So this is black. The blue is before class of 2028. The green is after. So that's after you got dang jackass nationalists came and put your damn 2 cents and shit and whined and bitched until you got your way. God dang it. Are we South Africa all over again? Somebody tell me. Because if that's the case, I'll move. I'll move my family and we can go to freaking South America. Shit. We're already tanned. Anyways, in recent years, Black, Latino, Native American, and Pacific Islander students have accounted for 25% of MIT's enrolling undergraduate classes, the university said. The number has declined to about 16% for incoming class of 2028. Yes, it is. We all saw this happening. That just shows you who the hell is in charge of admissions. That's what it is. I'm gonna need y'all to start hiring motherfucking ambiguous motherfuckers that have lived in every neighborhood possible before they got into their adulthood. That's the only damn way we're gonna have some non-biased goddamn people, because this is ridiculous. Anyways, the profile marks the first time a selective university has released its freshman class statistics since the ruling. The High Court's ruling struck down affirmative action programs at the University of North Carolina and Harvard, with far-reaching consequences for other public universities. The court ruled that the school's affirmative action programs violated the Equal Protection Clause of the Constitution and are therefore unlawful. Bullshit. Although the ruling bars schools from using race as a factor in admission, prospective students can still share their racial or ethnic backgrounds through application material like essays and personal statements, and through their extracurricular activities. What the fuck is an extracurricular activity that states somebody's race? What? Spoken word? That's the only one I can think of. Shit. And I've seen some perpetrators. Officials with MIT's admission department did not immediately respond to a request for comment from NBC News. Last year, ahead of the ruling, Schmill predicted the drop in student body diversity in a blog post. The university was among several schools and institutions that submitted an amicus brief to the court in support for racial conscious admissions. If the court rules in a way that constrains how universities may compose their communities, our commitment to the pursuit of diversity that advances MIT's education will not waver, but our ability to achieve it will change, potentially dramatically, he wrote then. Let me see here now. As it may compose their communities, a commitment to the diversity and that advances education will not waver. Great, that's great. You still get the education, but you might not get as quality minds as you thought you were. Because seriously, some of these motherfuckers are just a-holes that are very good at math. Think about that. How about this? How about you check the damn grades and then check the goddamn income level they have? How about that? Then pick the motherfuckers that have the least but the highest grades. The highest grades, the least money. Pick those motherfuckers. How about that? Shit. Get on my nerves. In the wake of the decision, MIT said it expanded its recruitment and financial aid initiatives that prioritize low-income students from all backgrounds. Schmill said that in accordance with the new law, the university does not consider race in admission, but looks for diversity through the prospective fields of study and areas of research, extracurricular activities, accomplishments, as well as economic, geographic, and educational backgrounds. Okay, y'all. This dude right here just gave y'all a heads up. So anybody who got a teenager who's smart as hell, that is black or brown, that knows damn well they need a leg up. If you want to go to school like MIT, he just told you what the hell to do in code. Get your damn background information in all that shit. Go into some, man, start doing some serious cultural shit, okay? And put that on your goddamn resume, on your paper. Let this man know you are a poor black person that needs help, because apparently they done already figured out how to get over these goddamn twats. Okay, I'm gonna use one of my mama's words. These jackasses who apparently can't let anybody get an equal standing with them. That's all I gotta say with that shit.